Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves. Today I wanted to go through some plants with you guys that have dropped in price drastically since they hit the market. And honestly, there are some pretty cool plants a part of this video. So if you are looking for something that's a little bit more uncommon, but also budget friendly, this is the video for you. I do want to preface that these plants probably aren't going to be under $20, but they are definitely more budget friendly than other uncommon and rare plants that you see on the market. So if you want to get into rare plants, but you don't want to spend $1 million, these are the plants for you. I'm going to be showing you guys 5 plants today. There's a Hoya, there are Philodendrons, there's Alocasia, and even monstera, so you do get a little bit of variety. But before we do get into the plants, if you guys aren't already subscribed, it would help me out so much if you would hit that button down below. And if you enjoy the video, you can also give it a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to gain access to some extra content and an awesome Discord group chat, feel free to join as a member. You gain access to the Discord group chat at the first level, and the extra content comes with the top 2 tiers. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, definitely check out the link down below. You can also find my merch there if you want to rep some Lulu's Leaves. But that's going to be all the blabbing for me. Let's get straight on into today's video. So a lot of these plants at one point in time were pretty expensive, but the whole point of this video is to show you some plants that have dropped in price and are now more affordable. Most of these plants were popular at the beginning of 2020 and they are still popular now, but they're much more accessible to most collectors who are interested in rare plants or uncommon plants. So let me start off with a really beautiful philodendron. This is one that I actually just recently chopped up. I want to share a little bit with my mom because she loves this plant as well. So I thought that since it was getting a little bit leggy, it would be a great time to chop it up into a few pieces so that I can share it with her and still have a little bit for myself. So I'm talking about the Philodendron Painted Lady. This plant was going for at least $150 at the beginning of this year for a smaller sized plant. You could find one for a little bit less at that time, but right now is probably the best time to find one of these plants. If you're looking for a full-size plant, you will probably be able to find one for $60 to $70. Or if you want a cutting, I've been seeing cuttings for $30 to $40. And I want to mention that this is very subjective. Every area has different prices for plants, but I'm just trying to let you know what is more accessible, at least in my area in Ontario. So yes, if you're interested in the Painted Lady, I think this is such a beautiful plant. It's pretty clear where it gets its name from, as it definitely looks like it's painted, but again, a very beautiful plant and one that has been somewhat underrated, and that's likely the reason the price has gone down for this plant. But if you had your eyes set on one prior to the pandemic, now is your time to get your hands on one if you haven't already, because yeah, the prices have definitely dropped and they are just about everywhere. But I currently have this guy in this little plastic cup with some perlite. And this is the top cutting here, and I also have a little node cutting in there as well, which is really awesome. So hopefully that one pushes out some roots as well, and I can grow another plant from that node cutting. There's actually 2 nodes on here, so I might get lucky and it will push out 2 growth points, but we'll see. I will move on to the next plant. The next houseplant on the list of plants that have dropped in price is another philodendron that I am really excited about. I have loved the way it's been growing and I can't wait to show you guys it. This is my Philodendron silver sword. This is in the exact same boat as the Philodendron painted lady. Again, this plant was going for a lot of money prior to the pandemic, and now in the later stages of it, this plant has definitely decreased in price. So prior to the pandemic, you could probably find this plant for, again, around $150, and I was able to pick this one up for $60. And I know that I've seen cuttings available again for the same low price of about $30 or $40, but this is definitely a really cool plant if you want to get your hands on one. This guy also goes by the name of the Philodendron hastatum, which I think is a really cool name, and it has the most beautiful silvery leaves. This here is the newest leaf, and I do find that the newest leaves come in more silver than what the older leaves look like. This here is an older leaf, but again, still very, very silvery. So if you think that the silver is going to go away, it definitely doesn't. If anything, it just kind of fades a little bit, or that green peeks through, but it's still incredibly beautiful and definitely a plant that I would pick up if you are searching for uncommon plants on a budget. The one thing that's really nice about this plant also is it's a great investment. It's a very easy plant to propagate. So if you do want to pick up this plant and you don't feel like you can afford that full price tag, you can always purchase it, chop it up, and sell or trade a cutting to make up some of the money you've spent on it. I say that it's easy to propagate because it gets the same kind of aerial roots that a lot of climbing philodendron do. It gets this little crown of thorns looking thing. Where is it? Right here. And eventually, once you put that into moss, water, or perlite, or whatever you'd like to root in, that does start growing very quickly. So definitely, if you wanted one of these before, now is the time to get it because they are a great price for the time being. And that's not to say you can't find this for even less than $60 for a full plant. I'm pretty sure you could find one. So definitely keep your eye out if you're interested in this plant. The next plant on this list is actually a Hoya. This was one that was absolutely impossible to find at the beginning of this year, and they were also going for astronomical prices. I will tell you, the plant that I have here would be probably $200 at the beginning of the year, but now you can find one for about $50 at this size. So I am talking about the Hoya Carnosa compacta alvomarginata. I know that some people aren't huge fans of this plant, but I think that it is absolutely stunning. I was able to find this one in 2020 for only $50, but prior to me getting this was impossible to find at this price. So these guys have definitely decreased in price lately because the supply is definitely there. People knew that we wanted them and they brought them, and now the market is flooded. So if you're looking for one of these guys and you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars, you don't have to anymore. Now they are less than $50. And if you want a small one, you can likely find them for $10 to $20. So if you think this is a beautiful plant like I do, definitely check out your stores. If they do carry some uncommon Hoyas, they will likely have these for a really great price. So before you get discouraged and think that you can't find these for less than $50, I'm telling you, if you look hard enough, you definitely can. There are some people still selling these for a crazy price on Facebook Marketplace, but for the most part in nurseries, I've seen these for about $30. But yeah, this plant has been very easy to grow. It does need a little drink. The leaves are getting a little bit wrinkly, but that is to be expected. And I do really like that about this plant. It does tell you when it's thirsty. So if you notice that the leaves are getting wrinkly, just water it, it plumps right back up. So yeah, definitely, if this one was on your wish list last year and you still don't have it, now is the time to get this plant. You can see it's just absolutely stunning. And I'm pretty sure the other name for this is the regalis, and you can tell why. It is very, very regal looking. But let's move on to the next plant. I will show you guys an alocasia next. So this next plant actually could be coupled in with a few other alocasia, but this is the only one that I have to show you guys today. I am talking about the Alocasia black velvet. This plant about a year ago was going for probably $150 to $200, and it was very in demand. Now, again, similar to the Hoya Carnosa compacta albomarginata, this one is flooding the market. So when that happens, obviously, basic laws of supply and demand, the price goes down. And I know for a fact that my friends in the States have this plant and they bought it for less than $30. Here they're still going for about $60, but still it's a great decrease in price from where they were about a year ago. So if you're in the States and you still don't have one of these plants, I'm telling you, they're incredibly beautiful and you should definitely go get your hands on one now because they are a great price. I am pretty sure the price is going to drop in Canada just as low as it has in the States, but it might take a little bit more time. I still think that for a more uncommon alocasia, that this is a great price though at $60. Definitely check this one out. It is absolutely worth the price tag. And mine actually has a brand new growth on the way, so that is super exciting. And it's really cool. It actually doesn't have any of that velvety texture until it completely hardens off. But you can see it's like a nice lime green right now, which I had no idea it would look like. So that's pretty cool. This is definitely my favorite alocasia. I don't have any other alocasia other than this one, but I do want to mention that there are a few others that are around this price right now, or maybe just one other. I could be wrong, but the other plant that for sure has dropped in price drastically as well is the Alocasia maharani, which is also a plant that is on my wish list, and I can't wait to pick one up once we are out of lockdown because, again, they're down to the exact same price, and I am more than happy to pay that price for such a beautiful, gritty, gray-looking plant. It is so cool, and it looks like a fake plant in my opinion, but I absolutely love that about it. It's so cool. I will move on to the final plant. Again, keep in mind that all of these plants are going to be different prices in different places around the world. So plants that I am talking about that are inexpensive for me may seem very expensive for you, but you also may have different supply levels of these plants, and we just have to keep that in mind when watching videos like this. So the next plant on this list is the monstera peru. You guys know that I'm not a huge fan of this plant, but I've decided to give it a second chance. It's doing pretty well in my care, so I don't want to give it too bad of a rap. I do feel bad for bashing this plant because it is very beautiful. I just, for some reason, have an issue with it. Anyways, at the beginning of this pandemic, you probably could not find this plant for less than $100 or at least around $80. And now, in my area at least, there are ones being sold for $20, and they are 2-leaf plants, but still, that is a great price for these plants. I got mine a little bit ahead of time, but I found it at a spot that had them for a great price even at that time, and I got mine for $19.99. But for the most part, these plants were being sold for close to $100. So if the monstera peru is on your wish list and I haven't turned you off of the plant too much, definitely this is the time. I keep hitting myself in the head with this. This is the time to purchase this plant because it is a great price. But it's totally Personal preference, if you think this is the plant for you. Again, this is the time to take that chance though and see if you like this plant, because it is only $20 in my area. Hopefully this plant is a low price for you as well right now. I'm hoping that that is all over the place, but I know that sometimes Canadian plants can be cheaper than other areas and vice versa. I think that all of these plants have their time and place, and if you want this plant, now is the time and the place. All right, guys, well, that is going to be it for this video. I know it was a little bit of a short video, but I hope it was short and sweet. If you guys did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. I have a goal of hitting 10,000 subscribers by my birthday, April 21st. You heard it here. If you could please help me out, that would be amazing. Also, if you want to join as a member to gain access to awesome content and a great Discord group chat, definitely check out the link down below. Also, my merch is there if that sounds like something that you're interested in. But that's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!